Fortnite OG has been out for a few months now, and I think it's safe to say that the game mode is slowly losing interest. Yes, whenever the seasons come out, the first day, even the first week, it feels like there is so many people on, and then the player count just falls. We still have about 100,000 people right now on Fortnite OG, and this is during prime time hour, usually around 5 p.m. my time. But like I've stated in some previous videos, I feel like this game mode would outcompete with every other game mode, including the main battle royale game mode, if there was just a few more additions into the game. One of those additions being OG Movement. Now, if you want OG Movement to come back to the game, make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, and to use code TRICKYS, TRICKYS, in the Fortnite item shop. Thank you so much to Timmy Guns for using my support a creator code, along with all of these other beautiful people. So if you would like a chance to be featured in the next video, make sure to join the Discord and send a picture of you using my code. Now, everyone wants OG Movement back, but why was OG Movement so good, or perfect, should I say? It feels like no one else wants to transfer to the newer movement style, which, yes, I do understand that a lot of y'all do like the new movement, which I do as well, but it feels like the old movement was pristine. Nothing could change it. So was it nostalgia based, or was it really just that good? Fortnite for over 6 years has had the same exact movement style where all you could do was run. And then later in chapter 3, they added the addition of sprinting, which really helped speed up the pace of the game, just because they didn't want excess movement items in the game. Yes, we had cars added in chapter 2, but they weren't that fast yet. And we also had grapplers, ice grapplers, tons of different movement items across all of these seasons that made Fortnite want to advance more. They didn't want the same thing over and over again. After Fortnite OG in 2023, Epic Games decided to do a complete 180 shift to newer movement. This was chapter 5 movement, and at first it got so much hate. The community thought that the movement was so much slower, it looked too smooth and too precise, and it felt like they were shifting away from that cartoonish feeling in the video game. There was too much consistency now. And on top of that, you could jump to max height just on walls, something we have never seen before, and the community had such mixed opinions about it.
Why did they just change the entire game? Why did the entire game get changed? Why am I moving like a Minecraft character?
You move a little bit weird and apparently supposed to be smoother, but sometimes it feels faster and sometimes it feels slower.
Dude, it is impossible to have good mechanics now. I'm not even trolling.
Chat, is the movement not am I not running slow right now? Wow, so this is just how the game's gonna look. Okay. FNCS, game's on the line, $10,000, and you have Spider-Man climbing up the
Yeah, safe to say there were a ton of mixed opinions, but this taught us a few things. It seems like a lot of people, including streamers, are very quick to judge Epic Games. It felt like they didn't even give the movement time at all. It was only the date of release. Yes, it's a big change to the movement style, but at the same time, for newer game modes and newer battle royale games, including UEFN, which was just announced at that time, it felt like Fortnite had to adapt to the overall player base instead of just battle royale itself. They found a lot of potential in their creative mode, probably because of Roblox and other games where it allows the creators to make the content for you. Epic Games doesn't really have to do anything if they have a team of all of these top creators that learn themselves, which they just pay them a salary, make skins, and just make sure that their client is always up to date. Here's the thing, Epic Games wants to do less work. I shouldn't say less work, but focus on other projects instead of focusing on one game mode solely, which I understand. Fortnite is one of the biggest games now, and with GTA 6 coming out very soon, Epic Games and Fortnite as a whole wants to stay on that level. Because let's be honest, GTA 6 is going to have so much competition with Fortnite and so much competition with every other game in existence that these games really need to stay on their feet in order to survive. It's a smart business idea from Epic Games' end, but it leaves the original Battle Royale players hanging. And this takes us up to the Chapter 6 movement as well. Now, if you ever wanted to be in the show American Ninja Warrior, there is no need to be anymore with the new Chapter 6 movement. With this new movement, it now feels like you're in a Jackie Chan movie, except it is super complicated. The most complicating thing about it is, from a more competitive side, is that now it is much harder to learn the mechanics. And yes, this is a very good thing for the game, but at the same time, There's just way too many mechanics for the modern day player to understand. And if these mechanics keep changing, there won't be consistency in the game. Now, I did like some of the stuff that Chapter 6 added, like the rolling animations, but the wall jumping and a lot of extra things were just unnecessary. If Epic Games decided to stick with one new movement addition each season, or maybe even each chapter, it would create for more originality in the game along with the entirety of the game itself. Now, let's get back to OG movement, the classic movement that we all love. Was it really that good since we just went over all of these different movement styles? In some scenarios, yes. The OG movement style is simplistic compared to the newer movement style, which has a lot more of a hectic style, which isn't a bad thing. Here's the thing. In my opinion, I feel like the newer game mode is too complex, but a lot of people like that. A lot of people, when they play the game, they want more and more stuff that they can find out or newer mechanics to learn just to keep the game fresh, and that is completely okay. Everyone has different opinions on what should stay simple and what shouldn't, but I think the one thing that should stay simple is the movement for Fortnite OG. There's a really fine line between simplicity versus complexity whenever talking about the Fortnite OG game mode. And if the classic movement style was kept in the OG game mode, and then the newer style was kept for the more complex game modes like the UEFN maps and Battle Royale, what I've noticed from the community is that it would create a utopia. However, there is just one problem with this. It splits the player base and creates two completely different games. I think that's the biggest argument that I've seen in every single one of my videos where I have even slightly mentioned OG movement, is that it splits the player base too much. But keep in mind, the OG player base and the regular Battle Royale player base, the people playing these different game modes want two completely different games in general. They don't want it to be like OG, the ones that play regular Battle Royale, and the ones that play OG, at least majority, don't want to play the main Battle Royale game mode. And adding the OG movement just to the OG game mode would make it 10 times better. Let's keep simplicity in OG and complexity in regular Battle Royale. And honestly, the community should be able to control the OG game mode and be able to vote, which I've said in previous videos as well, that could create longevity for the game. Now, I'm going to talk to the old heads here. Think about a game that you played back in, let's say, 2010 to 2015. Would you want that game to be more modernized as a remaster, where it's harder for you to learn the mechanics? Or would you rather the mechanics look similar, the gameplay feel similar, but also just have enhanced graphics as well? Make it a better version of the original game that you used to play. There's been many games that have done this, and I feel like Fortnite is headed in the right direction having this OG game mode. But in the end, if they don't listen to the community, it could very much ruin the Battle Royale genre as a whole. So, will Fortnite in general fail without having the classic OG movement that we all love? No, I don't think so. But Fortnite OG will most likely fail without classic movement. I feel like we need to get way more into the chapter before we start making assumptions, but I would just love to hear y'all's thoughts. If y'all haven't already, sub to the channel, like the video, comment down below what are your opinions on OG movement, and would you like to see the re-release of OG movement in the permanent OG game mode? Guys, use code TRICKYS in the item shop, TRICKYS, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.